Hello everyone, welcome to class today. My name is Mr. Franklin, and today we'll be looking at SQL, that's Structured Query Language. We'll be beginning with the creation of the database, and then we'll also look at how to create a table. Alright, like we stated in the study pack, when you're creating a database or a table, the name of the database cannot be separated with space. You either write it as a word, as one word, or you separate them using an underscore. Okay, so let's go right ahead. Create. What are we creating? Database. And what is the name? Let's say Francam Tech Consult. Right? And of course, at the end of every SQL statement is a semicolon. Now, writing your script this way, as you can see, it did not flag any error, which means it's fine. But if you use a space to separate them, it flags an error, as you can see. So what do? You use an underscore instead to separate them. And once you do that, the error is gone. Then you can execute using the lightning symbol that has 1 written on it. As you can see in the output pane, it has ticked it, which means it is correctly run. Alright, now the next thing to do will be to refresh your schemas so that you can see what you have created. As you can see here, Francam Tech Consult database is created. The next thing to do will be to make it active. To make it active, you use the use statement. Use Francam Tech Consult, and then you also execute. Let's flag an error. Let's see. Okay, I think the spelling wasn't spelled correctly. Francam Tech Consult, I think it's correctly spelled now. So let's execute again. Okay, now it's okay. So you can refresh again. Now you can see that the Francam Tech Consult is now boldened, or is now darkened. Okay, that's to show that it's active. You can now start to create a table and then do a lot of other things to the database called Francam Tech Consult. Alright, now let's create our table. Use the same create. Okay, let's use line 3. Create table. What is the name of the table? Let's call it students. Now in SQL, just as we stated already in the study pack, while creating your table, you do not just create a table and probably later you now start adding your rows and your columns. So while creating a table in SQL, you are expected to create at least a column, right? Even if it's just one, you can create the column and then probably much later you can add other columns if you need to do that. Okay, and again, while creating a table, you also consider the data type and then constraints. The data type and constraints. The data type comes first before the constraints. Again, the data types are compulsory while the constraints are not. You can choose to write your script without constraints. However, writing with constraints makes you gives you the ability to do a good job, a better job, if I should say. Okay, so now we've seen how to create a database and also how to activate the database using the use statements, right? In our next video, we'll create a table and then we'll also insert values into the table, and then we'll begin to write a lot of other queries um, and do a lot of other things to the database and the table. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned as more videos come your way.